Hello everyone, my name is Corazar, and welcome back to the incomplete guide to Starsector. It has probably been a little bit since we last spoke, and since we last flew the Star Ocean. Oh wait, wrong game. Oh, hello, what are you? What are you? Well, we'll figure that out in a second, but something triggered this guy to do that, so yeah. Anyway, last time we left off, we had just gone to Galatia after picking up our good friend Gargoyle from Port C Franchise Station in the Maya Sura system. And Baird was annoyed at his presence, but she wanted him there because he's a great hacker, apparently. Super hacker man. Now, also, at the end of last episode, we got notice that a certain ship that we had ordered from an illegal arms dealer was ready for us. And between episodes, I went and picked up that ship and brought it back to Larch. The ship was ordered on Abydos, and I have spent some time outfitting it. And I wanted to go over that ship as well as some changes to our other ships and I think our fleet. So, here we go. Here is our current fleet. We have 25 out of our 30 maximum ships. I do want to move you up to... here? Question mark? So, here we have our very first real capital ship. And I say real because we do have, if I go into Larch here, we do have this Cyclops. This Atlas Mark II that died in its very first battle. And this is technically a capital ship, but it doesn't really fly like one. Well, it's slow like one, but it doesn't really have the firepower. It's just sort of a long-range support and fire platform. It's like artillery. And you don't want this thing to get up close and personal because it has no armor. 750 default, ours is down to 600 because of a demod. So yes, this is not something that you want to treat as a capital ship. The Odyssey, however, as lumpy and as ugly as some people may think it is, has kind of grown on me as a pretty strong capital ship. And I wanted to go over why I've outfitted it the way I have, because some people will look at these autopulse lasers and go, ooh, Corazar, you're doing it wrong. Well, no, I'm not. I got this build from Big Brain Energy, and I've modified it a little bit to my liking, and I find that it works really well. Because the Odyssey, as you can see, is also no tank. 1,000 armor, 10,000 hull. Yeah, it's the most armor we have in our fleet, but it's not much more than most everything else. In fact, here we go. Our Enforcer has 30% more armor than our capital ship up here. So yes, this is not a very heavily armored ship. Its purpose is to get into battle and get out. And that's why it synergizes really well with these autopulse lasers, because these will spew all the bullets they have, and then we can turn around, run away, let them recharge, and come back, all the while peppering them with squalls, and with sabos, and maybe with a couple parting shots from our Typhoon Reaper launchers. And the way I want to fly it is that I'm not going to control these. These are just going to be on automatic. I'll control the missiles, the Squall, the Sabo SRM pod, and the Reapers. Also on the front here, I have some antimatter blasters, and these are for dealing with mostly smaller ships, but really any ships that get too close, because these only have a range out to about here, even with the integrated targeting unit that is built in. Which I built in, of course. And yeah, I have had a lot of fun and a lot of luck with a similar build, and I just want to make sure the antimatter blasters are on. Yes, they are on automatic. Cool. And we're going to get a chance to see this guy in action today because over here on the intel screen, under the major events, we have a pirate base in the Mission system. And I don't remember why we know about this, because it's been a while since we last played, because of my computer dying and needing to get a new one and so on, and all the setup involved. and I don't remember why we know this. We might have gotten information from a bar, or there might have been a bounty on it from another faction that revealed its location. Either way, we have a pirate base that is giving us some grief. It will slowly increase the hostile activity event counter until it hits, well, until we let it hit different landmarks, and we don't want it to. So we are going to absolutely go and take on those pirates, but I am curious about what is going on here. Who are you? You are pirates. What are you doing so close to my world? Well, we're going to get a chance to fire this thing off in combat straight away. Boop! Hey guys. So they don't really want to fight, but I do. Yeah, let's do it. We're going to transfer command to our new... I don't want to call it a flagship, because I think typically our flagship will still be the Tempest for now. I do think in the long run we will eventually probably mostly pilot the Odyssey, especially as we are taking on bigger bounties and dealing with bigger threats out here in the stars. Okay, let's go in. We are transferred, and we are going to deploy basically everything with a captain or officer. Okay, and that leaves our new Griffin, which I didn't really go over, but it has a Cyclone torpedo launcher that is the double Reaper launcher, along with a bunch of Annihilator pods. And they are set to fire together because the Annihilators will act as a smoke screen for the Cyclones, or the Reapers, which can then maybe get a double hit off. It also has some Sabos for dealing with shields, and a bunch of point defense, mostly kinetics, for dealing with ships that get too close. You're coming out with us. And then let's bring our usual buddies along with a few new ones. I haven't really tested this guy, this Vanguard, out, so let's give him a bit of a spin. And you... we'll leave you for now. That should honestly be enough. So we are going to stack up, and I want you and you with me. That should probably be enough of an escort, although, you know what? Are you my junky one? Yes, you're the one that's got 1,000,000 D-mods, so you're going to come with me too, just so I can screen for you. Everything else, I think, I want to pair you up probably with you for some long-range support. And you are going to go and sit there. We're going to assault these 2 points, and this should give us a nice battle line to hold here. And my plan, and what I usually do, is as an Odyssey, you're very mobile. You'll see that here momentarily. We're a big ship, but we're pretty quick because we have this plasma boost thing, plasma burn, and our current speed is 123 as a capital ship. That's pretty darn quick. So I like to be able to swing around the enemy and kind of do a hammer and anvil kind of thing where I come around behind the enemy and I smash them into the rest of my fleet. I sort of push them down and we batter them from both sides. And that is kind of the best use of the Odyssey. Now you'll see here that the Odyssey, one, it has an Omni Shield, and two, I am not turning when I move the mouse around. That's because we are getting to the point with these ships where we do want to use the do not turn to mouse, and I'm now using the keys on the left and right of my forward key to rotate the ship. What is going on here? Let's see, we have pretty good stack up right now. I think we're doing okay. Yeah, I think we're doing fine. I'm going to put my shield down so we can actually make our way up to and beyond this control point. Bloop. And this ship has an even bigger bonking ability than the Fury that we've used before. Hello, guys. Okay. We have enemies coming down more on this side, so I'm going to change this to a control order, and that should get most of our other ships coming over here. I'm going to change this to a defend order as well. And you are just going to fly up here. And we'll see how that goes. Are you guys really following him? Let me go and deal with him. My job is to hunt down annoying small ships like that. Oh, I'm sorry, pal. You're gonna go down soon. As you can see, it pretty well dominates anything smaller than it. Granted, that was a Shrike, which has no armor or anything, but still valid, I think. Let's take a look at where the enemies are. Okay. We are still concentrated around here. Ah, because of you. Okay. Let's get you engaged. And then... I don't know why you're hanging around me. You need to be, like, out here killing stuff, man. Let's get you engaged as well, and we will come and help out with that. Hello! Hello, friends. It's my turn to send missiles out. Now we're going to switch targets to this guy and get his fighters off the field. I'm going to swap to weapon number 2, and we got one of them in. There we go. And you'll see that because our weapons are so efficient, we haven't built up any flux yet. And we haven't taken much damage either, but these weapons that we have are very, very efficient, so we're not going to be too worried about flux. Let's get you, and we're just going to control you. Skip that. You can ignore your current order, and you can just annoy him. Yeah, there we go. Now we are going to come down. Let's see, you're doing fine. Yeah, this battle is pretty well in hand, I think. I mean, we are fighting ships that had an average of, I think, 3 or 4 demods, so not too surprising. Hello! Can I interest you in some high-speed missiles? Or perhaps some severe overkill? Oh, you would like overkill. Okay, great. Well, I got the thing for you. Bonk! And... yes! Oh, this ship is fun. Is it as fast as the Tempest? No. Is it hilarious? Oh, absolutely. Oh no, my friend. You get to come with me. Oh, okay. Is there anybody left? There is... yes. A Heron left, okay. We are going to full assault and just clean up this battlefield. Oh, poor Afflictor. Losing combat readiness already. Let's send you home. I do really need a pilot for that can handle, that has combat endurance. Oops. Didn't mean to fire those, but oh well. I could have sworn I told you to fire everything at once. I saw that. Did you guys see that? It shot the Reapers, but no Annihilators. Okay. Let's mop up this mess here. And yeah, anything to recover? Not really. I wouldn't mind the Heron, but it's not an option today, apparently. Got a bit of money for that. We lowered our hostile activity, but it is going to continue ticking up, so we are going to definitely still go after that pirate base. And there's nothing else here. Oh, hello, Heron. Ooh. No, you're a bit rough. Sorry, Heron. Okay, let's get out of our system. And actually, let's go repair our ships first, because we can get a free instant repair by docking at our colony. There we go. Well, not free, but instant repair. And we are going to head up to Mishon, which is like, wow, that's super close. Okay, we'll hop in here, and let's see what we find. Okay, I spy some sensor contacts over this way. What do we got? A pirate base and a very tiny fleet. Let's go say hello to the pirates, first of all. You can always maybe work with some pirates to steal some ships that are not mules and not in terrible shape. No officers here to hire. I'll go ahead and buy some fuel, I think. And we could use some crew. Taking on this extra big ship has increased our crew needs. There isn't anything else here that is of great interest, except for maybe a few of these. I don't know if we have enough of these, but buy them just anyway, just in case. And anything interesting on the market for ships? Nothing here. And nothing here either. Okay. So we're going to... Let's go ahead and engage, but there is something I wanted to do beforehand, and that is I wanted to change up one of my skills. We have this tactical drill skill that makes our Marines a bit more effective, and we have fewer casualties. It also gives a modest weapon damage bonus for our ships in combat, up to 5%. But as you can see, the maximum is only if we have 240 or less total combat ship deployment point cost. And we are above that now with our Odyssey. So this is going to be less effective, and it's going to continue getting less effective as we add more ships. So I think it's time to move on from tactical drills and on to coordinated maneuvers. This will give us a nav rating boost based on how many ships we have deployed with officers, including even our flagship and even if it is an Odyssey. Because as you can see, you get 6% for frigates with officers, 3% for destroyers, and 1% for larger hulls, i.e. cruisers and capitals. It also can vastly increase our command point recovery time. As you can see, each frigate with an officer adds 50%, and each destroyer with an officer adds 25%. Now, the nav rating stacks up to a maximum bonus of 20% speed in combat. So as fast as our capital ship already was, it's going to get faster in just a second. Let's go ahead and reassign. We're going to nix you and take you. And we're going to confirm that. Officers who's... Oh, whoops. That also removed this. There we go. There we go. Nice. Now we go in. We're going to engage the orbital station. And it's very, very few defenders. We will transfer over to this guy again. And head on in. Now I am going to deploy... Actually, I'm going to hold off on deploying any of my more adventurous ships, because they like to go up and get killed. So we're going to leave these guys behind for a second. And we're going to do what I did a few episodes ago when we were tackling pirates, is we're going to count to 10, and then we will bring in our other ships. There we go. And now we'll bring these guys in. That way our bigger ships can just kind of screen for them for a little bit. And we're already at overkill levels here, so I'm just going to bring in... Probably not you. You're not captained. Bring you guys just to deal with missiles. And away we go. Now, this is again a pirate base, so it's only got 2 out of the possible 3 or 4 sections. Not a huge threat. Really not a huge threat. And I'm just going to kind of sit here and beat on it for a little bit. And drive up its flux. What are you doing? Aurora, mind your flux, would you? Good grief. We're going to switch targets to this guy here. Because it's not paying much attention, is it? Just like us, our flux is getting a little bit high. It's about time for us to back off a little bit. And there goes our section. Just gonna kind of sneak around here. We'll dump our shields for a second. And there we go. A little bit of armor damage, nothing big. And I think we can just end this battle here. Claim victory. A single vigilance escapes. Oh no! We'll take all of this stuff. And yep, so now we will not have as much of an issue, but we have too much fuel. That's fine, we'll just drop some off. And yeah, that's the Odyssey in a nutshell. And we'll go ahead and double salvage, why not? And yeah, it is a thoroughly enjoyable ship. If you can get over the aesthetics, if it's not quite your thing, I totally get it. But I have grown to love this little ship. I really do, or did enjoy the Paragon, which is a big, beefy, invincible ship. But it's kind of boring, honestly. You guys are my friends, so I will not bother you. So I think what we're going to do from here is we're going to head back to the core worlds and see what kind of missions are on the docket. And I'm going to check in with Galatia here in just a second. Hello? What are you? Nothing. Okay. So we're going to go and talk to Galatia. I think we should have some more story missions from the Provost. And assuming we do, if I can remember where Galatia is, I'm going the wrong direction here. Then we'll pick up some more missions from that and continue the storyline. Now, are we hostile with Hegemony right now? Oh, we are. Yes, we are. Boy, howdy are we. No, we'll keep the transponder turned off, thank you. And let's see, what's going on here? Ooh. As your fleet follows the automated instructions of local traffic control into a parking orbit, your comms officer calls for your attention. Captain, they say. It's an academician Sebastian. He'd like to speak with you. Sebastian appears, fidgeting in your display. Captain, hello, how are you? He says, then stammers. I'm sorry, I'm supposed to tell you, ask you. Provost Baird would like to meet with you concerning a very important development. If you would please come meet her as soon as, at your convenience, that'd be wonderful. He pauses for a breath. That's it. I'm sure we'll see you soon. Thank you. Bye? I like the way they wrote him. He's just, like, stammery and kind of, like, adorable in a way. You kind of want to put him in a little box and give him hamster food. You managed to close the comms link with unusually little small talk from Sebastian. Okay. We will inform the agent that we are expected. Oh? The Junior Academy agent raises their eyebrows at you, making a show of believing your statement while checking their datapad. Oh. You see the truth register on their face. Oh, yes, immediately. Please, sir. If you'd be so kind as to come with me right away, we'll get you to your meeting with Provost Baird. You enter the Provost's office once again. Baird's desk is messier than usual, covered in memory cores, interfacing devices, and an anonymous matte gray case. Good. Now that you are here, I believe Gargoyle should be joining us via comms. Baird's eyes flick, annoyed, to a portable holocomms unit on her desk, where an image of the hacker's head is intently paying attention to something else. Baird turns fully towards you and begins her speech. Having examined the decrypted Calator archive, this catches Gargoyle's attention. We now have hard leads on a certain collaboration my predecessor carried out with senior executives of the Tri-Tach Corporation. Tri-Tach pursued research forbidden by the hegemony at a location outside the core worlds referred to only by the code name Alpha Site. The archived communications have been algorithmically stripped of contextual descriptions. However, Baird pauses, seeming to relish the moment of knowing something you do not. We'll wait it out. No satisfaction for you. There are many signs that an individual with the surname Astraya is involved, who we are almost certain is... Gargoyle interrupts. Kelise Astraya, former weapons engineer employed at the Kulean Starforge in the Hypersol system by Tri-Tach, and rather underpaid in light of how essential the suits seem to have thought she was to the project. Baird sets her jaw. Baird sets her jaw. Thank you, Gargoyle, she says. Kindly elaborate for the captain here. The hacker grins. Love to. So, TT fired Kelise over some incident, but if you look at her credit records, a couple taps and the display fills with tables and numbers, there are recurring payments. We're talking massive credits, something to do with Project Ziggurat, whatever that is. It sure makes up for her low salary at Kulean, and... Using one hand to slide the volume control of the holocom unit down low, Baird keeps her gaze on you. We think Kelise Astraya was promoted to this Alpha Site, she says. Obviously, there are others involved, but she's a senior ordnance engineer that's clearly connected to the project, and her infosec practices were sloppy. I want to know what Tri-Tach was doing at this Alpha Site. Our best lead so far is Kelise Astraya. Go to Hypersil and find out where she disappeared to. Someone must know where she's gone, or has some evidence of her intentions. Tri-Tach watches everyone. Someone will be willing to sell you that information. Baird turns and stares through the shaded diamond matrix windows overlooking the annexes and concourses of the Galatia Academy. I'm sure that you can find her for me, Captain, just like you found Caru's. Do you have any other leads? For now, Baird says, no. Caru's team is working on something else that came up in the Calator archive, but... Baird, back still turned, rubs her spectacles thoughtfully. It would be premature for you to speculate. I shall let you know when it can be put to use, Captain. Do you have any idea what this research was for? I have a strong theory, says Provost Baird, but I don't want to bias your investigation. She gives you a look over her shoulder. Judging by the resources Tri-Tach put into this project, it'll be either a groundbreaking discovery or a vast disappointment. Gargoyle, do you have more information? The hacker appears to speak, but is muted. Gargoyle's head gives Baird an annoyed look. I'm sure you can contact Gargoyle on your own time, Captain, she says without looking at you or at the holocom display. I guess I've got everything I need. Then you should proceed, Captain. Captain, with an F. I cannot speak English today. Captain, says the Provost. You feel the doors open behind you, a guard waiting to escort you from the office. So I think we can go talk to Gargoyle, and I will let you guys read this. I don't want to fill an entire hour with my chatter. Go ahead and read that, so you can help. That was underwhelming. Okay. And we can talk to her, to Scylla. It's been a while. Do you think she can be trusted? Has Gargoyle been helpful? Oh, very helpful. Okay. Now we could, of course, go talk to Alvin and ask about available jobs. And these are going to be the same jobs as before. So we are still, or once again, we're back in a portion of the game where we can take more jobs from Galatia. It's Contest Den. I don't really go into Contest Den. And we do, of course, have jobs out here we can take. These are all in the general same direction. And this is going to Jangala, I assume? No, Asharu. Well, that's easy. You know, let's take it. We'll take the money. Okay. And I am going to check on my recording. As you might know, I had to buy a new computer, and I am still kind of ironing out some wrinkles with recordings. And so I want to go and make sure that things are recording and my microphone is still being heard, because I have some new buttons that turn things on and off without really any warning. So I will be right back. Alright everyone, welcome back. Things seem to be going pretty well. Oh, you didn't like that very much, I guess. I'm going to stop here at Darren Kuyu and see if there's anything I need to buy here. Or any officers? No officers. And nothing I need to really buy here, but I do want to sell off some of this junk. Here we go, and then probably get rid of these guys. There we go. And ooh. The pirates have some ion pulsars. I'm a bit short on those. Don't mind if I do. Oops. And any ships here worth looking at? Hello. So I've actually started to be on the lookout for an Eradicator, but I think I'd kind of rather have the default version, because the pirate version has a burn drive, which makes it able to get into and out of combat quickly, but the default Eradicator has the accelerated ammo feeder, the same as the Hammerhead does, which gives it a big burst of damage. But the Pirate Eradicator is still pretty good, and the reason I want to get one is that we are still kind of short on low-tech ships. We have a lot of high-tech. Everything in the top row except for the Griffin is high-tech here. More high-tech, 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 and then high-tech, high-tech, high-tech. You get the idea. We have a few low-tech. We have this frigate, this destroyer, and this carrier. That's about it. So we don't have a ton of armor. And that also means, because we're kind of shy on low-tech, we don't have a lot of kinetic damage, or even high explosive. We have a lot of energy damage. So I'm thinking that we might want to grab this, because it's in pristine condition. So, you know what? I'm going to grab this. We're going to drag it along with us for a little while. We have plenty of money for it. And once we get a chance to outfit it, I will, but we don't have anything with us at the moment. Yeah. And I haven't decided yet if we're going to want to do safety overrides or not. And that's kind of sort of the two main directions you want to go with the Eradicator, is either long-range support or long-range artillery without safety overrides, or close-range blow everything up in 10 seconds safety overrides. So we'll see. But for now, we now have our very first low-tech cruiser, and that will be very useful to us in the future. We're going to go drop off our VIP at Asharu, and then we're going to continue back up to Hybersil after I turn on the burn. There we go. They're all avoiding us now. Hello. And we deliver our VIP. Get a bit of money. Not too shabby. Hello, Zeus. Point defense. No. It is nice sort of popping in here without my transponder on. I can just buy whatever I need to on the black market. Very handy. Ooh, and one of you guys. That's also very tempting. That's very, very tempting. The Pirate Falcon is a really nice missile boat and can lay out a lot of pressure. But I think we're okay for now. I don't want to bulk up our fleet too much and drag them everywhere, so I'm going to leave them at that. And let's run to Hypersill. Whatever, man. So now that we're getting close here, I do want to take a moment to look through the potential missions that are going on here, because it has been a bit since we did a lot of exploration, and I think it'll behoove us to kind of get out to some of these distant locations if we can. We do have a really big bounty for a Athletic Path base, which we can probably tackle. And that might be something that we do, because it's a lot of money, and it's also a good bit of experience for our captains, our officers. Surveying Volcanic World and Metallic World. Have we been down here yet? We have to some of these, but not all of them. You know what? Let's take these 2 missions, and we will maybe take the pirate bounty. It's kind of meh on reward, but we'll take the rocky metallic world, sure, and we will take whatever this is, a volcanic world, sure. Let's do it. And that way, while we're down here, we can kind of do a bit of a loop, hit these black holes, since they are often great places to find research stations. That's probably a next episode thing. That will be nice to have. Let's get up in here. Oh, I didn't check to see... Right, we are actually working for Tri-Tach. That's right. That's right. Here we are. So let's go talk to Rayan Arroyo again. We want help getting info on Kelise Astraya. Is it you asking or Provost Baird? He says in a tone that says he thinks it's Baird. Doesn't matter. He slaps a hand on his desk and looks away, chewing on the problem. So, Tri-Tach an employee, huh? It's not terribly hard to pry data out of HR, to say nothing of franchise quality unit services, if you know who to ask, and how. He manages a half smile. And you're me. Then turns back to face you. After taking some real heat from that last misbegotten crashdown of an operation you pulled, I'm going to need a little favor before I help you or help Baird. What kind of favor? It's a gift is what it is, he says. Dead easy. I just need someone else to do it. Here. He taps a key and a data transfer interface overlays your comm view. He's sending an archive containing a series of comms recordings. This is a series of fake comms recordings, or messages, in which some leaky subcontractor proves that I was part of the conspiracy to hack the hegemony relay in Aztlan. Take this to someone, I don't care who. Someone semi-important in some pirate organization or other. Try Dunn, or go to Karis in the UMS system. Doesn't matter. Have them blackmail me with these messages. You want my help to run a convoluted disinformation campaign. Exactly! Arroyo grins and says, it'll be fun. Look, they're bad folks. Oh, fakes. Look, they're bad fakes. I spoofed a contract ID and bid low on this junk. Didn't even send the final payment. Hegemony, spies, and Tri-Tach partner relations are already sniffing after me. So if it looks like a junior exec smelled blood and was coming after my operation by manufacturing dirt, well, it raises some questions about the veracity of the entire accusation. Doesn't matter how flimsy. My PR team gets an angle to work. You see? Nope, I'll do it if you want. Perfect. Doesn't matter what you think, as long as it's messy. So, he says, tapping a few keys on his desk console, you have the files? Go find a pirate who will try to exploit me for all I'm worth. Arroyo grins. Let's cut the comms. I'm not going to ask for money. Probably make him cranky. Oh, okay. So we start to go to the bar, but you take a shuttle down to the main concourse and quickly find a likely-looking establishment. The lounge is adorned on all surfaces in richly gilt geometrics. Black marble columns underlit by cool light tubes seem to hang effortlessly in the air. Corporate climbers, either slick Tri-Tach careerists or wannabes in crisp suits, negotiate deals while buying one another increasingly unlikely cocktails. A few spacers engage in subdued drinking in the low seats, glancing uneasily at what is either abstract art or some kind of hollow projection rig looming from the ceiling. As your gaze begins to skim the crowd for potential jobs, a man in spotless Tri-Tach executive attire insinuates himself in front of you. Captain Kurazar, we are so pleased that you have chosen to visit this franchise. The Tri-Tach Corporation values your contribution to the local economy. He smiles perfectly as you realize that your hand is being shaken. If we may sit over here, I would like to discuss a special matter. Company business. What's going on there? Somehow the Tri-Tach agent's smile grows brighter and more perfect. We just want to clear up a little confusion. You're not in trouble in the least. Please. He indicates a spot where a curtain has been withdrawn to reveal a private booth that you did not previously notice was even there. Let us provide you with a complimentary refreshment. Sure. You idly tap a pricey drink from the menu, and it appears before you within seconds. Noticing your surprise, the agent explains, each customer revealed a try-taste profile as they enjoy our products. Coordinating purchase history with time of day and certain other physiological signifiers allows... He raises his hands apologetically. I get carried away sometimes. It's my passion for customer satisfaction. You understand what is being said. We are watching you. But we're here to talk about your business. The agent's hand gently points at you without otherwise moving. Not mine. What business might that be? There was an incident recently. The Aztlan relay was compromised. Very embarrassing for HedgeCom. What with a history of such incidents. With embarrassment comes a propensity for overreaction, of conclusion leapt at based on long-held biases against the Tri-Tach Corporation. Now, we consider the unpleasantness of the AI wars water under the bridge. After all, there is business to be done. The agent's smile disappears and his tone goes cold. Our shareholders have much to lose. We cannot allow tensions to be inflamed by adventurism. His eyes narrow. Nor do I expect the current provost of Galatia to last long in her post. Give some thought to who you choose to do business with. Are you making me an offer? For a long few seconds, no response. Then the agent's smile appears again. I am pleased to hear that you are receptive to the suggestion, he says, then stands. The company will be in contact, I'm sure. Thank you for your time, Kurazar. I'm certain you will continue to respect the business-friendly environment we cultivate in Tri-Tachyon space and beyond. The agent disappears into some shadow. You look back at your untouched drink. A bubble breaks onto the surface. You stand from the table, drink untouched. You almost feel like there's a tingle on the back of your neck as you leave, but the Tri-Tachyon agent is nowhere to be seen. So, fun little interaction there. I don't think it leads to anything. I'm pretty sure that's just a bit of a story that hasn't been completed yet. We can, if we want to, buy some more ships. And I'm kind of leaning toward maybe, yes, buying a couple ships. Well, I wouldn't mind an apogee, but we do kind of need... I feel like we need some more low-tech and or carrier support. Now, a Heron is cheaper than a Mora, but not by much. And we could buy one of each and just see which one we like more. So both of these have 3 fighter bays. However, the Mora is kind of an upfront, in-your-face, slugging it out with the enemy kind of ship, and the Heron is a fast carrier, where its role is to basically just stay really far out of reach of the enemy and spam the field with stuff. And its system is the targeting feed that increases the fighter wing's damage, I think by like either 25 or 50%, doesn't say here. The Mora, however, only gets a damper field, where it's kind of intended to be a thing where when your shields start building up flux, you can drop them and activate the damper field and let your flux dissolve while you just take no damage, and then bring your shields back up. It doesn't always work that way, but that was sort of the intent, I think. You know what? I think I just want the Heron. We only have 900k, and we're still pumping money into our colonies, so I think the wise thing would be to not do that at the moment. Is there anything else that I think I want here? I would like a Dominator. Not one that's in shambles, though. Not sure why you can order... express order ships that are in, like, terrible condition. Yeah, I'll take the banged up ship, why not? They also have different skins, too, which is interesting. Okay, well, I think we're going to order the Heron. And I don't think there are any weapons or fighters we really need, except... I'm going to buy a bunch of these. And it doesn't make sense now, but you'll see why I'm buying 20 of these. Eventually. And maybe I already did. I think we had a couple in storage, but just in case. We're very high. Not bad. Okay. Well, I think we're going to... we're going to finish up this bit of the mission. We're going to go to done here. And then, after that, we will call the episode. And I think next episode we will go and do... Hey, nice. We will go and do our little loop down here. A little bit of exploration. Maybe put our new Odyssey through its paces some more. Gonna dump that. Oh, hello. Oh, there's activity here. Does that mean that there's a bounty here? Let's see, bounties. Hey, a system bounty, not bad. So we could get some more credits here. Not sure I care to at the moment, though. So we need to talk to this person. And I know because we can go here and... That we could, I thought. We could just hop in here and go to someone important, so... Port boss is important. I'm going to sell them their blackmail material. And they're going to demand that we give it to them for free. And we're like, oh no! Anything but that. So, pretty simple milk run. Nothing terribly extravagant there. Nothing extravagant here either, so... Well, let's be off, although... Yeah, we don't need to buy anything for the Heron just yet. See ya, gang. Back up here we go. That's a key line, isn't it? Eco Brez is over here. There we are. Okay, Rayan, what do you got for me? Arroyo seems genuinely amused when he enters the comms. Ah, Corazar, my ruthless blackmailer returns. He pauses for a moment and chuckles to himself while scrolling through a datapad. You should see the things they're saying about me. You think they caught me on Hollow in the High Hegemon's private quarters having a... He looks up. Business, yes, of course. He tosses the datapad to the side. You wanted the file on Kelise Astraya. He grins. I didn't even have to bribe the admin at the Q-Line Starforge for this. Would you believe that we worked together a few cycles ago? There's a story there, but let me tell you about your weapons engineer. Arroyo takes on the distant look of a cyber-aug interfacing with a hypernet. With a nod, he summons a personnel file to overlay your comms link. summarizing the life and career of Kelise Astraya. A bit of an eccentric, our Kelise, Arroyo says, but you can get the details later. Relevant bit is here. Looks here like she was contracting on the side for a Tri-Tach black project. One of them, anyway. And was asked to go on-site full-time. Left to convincing resignation and booked a starship, the Hamatsu, Venture Class. That one's made more than a few trips out of the core worlds. Scavenging, special ops, a few jobs for the company here and there. Tell you more. Let's see, it looks like Astraya requested special modifications. He raises an eyebrow. Expensive ones. I'm guessing some of this is a little extra to keep things quiet. No specs in these modifications, however. Lazy work by whoever was doing this data gathering. Looks like the ship left the hyperscale system and turned its transponder off sometime before jumping out. Doesn't necessarily mean anything, but... Arroyo considers for a moment, then pages the file ahead. But what? They didn't want to be followed, says Arroyo, looking somewhere off comms. I would assume the flight plan logged with the port authority is worthless. Someone has to know something, though. Data scrolls in his desk display. The Hamatsu is owned by one Callisto Ibrahim. He looks up at you. Heard of her? No? A bit of reputation. My former partner hired her once a while back. She lied up and down on her credentials. He shrugs. But it worked out. Respect for the con. Anyway, she's operating a few small fleets out of Agrius in the Arcadia system these days. Arroyo's eye twitches in a certain way and the display records disappear. Well, Kurazar, that was fun. I've forwarded the files. If I were you, I'd try to get some information out of Ibrahim. She seems like someone who knows how to do business if the pay is right. Arroyo sits back. Now, I have a reputation to obscure, if you don't mind. Good luck finding your engineer. Remember, I don't want to hear any more about this. The last thing I need is to get some company director on my case because you're stepping on their pet black project. With that, he terminates the link, leaving you with a spinning Tri-Tach logo. Okay, so luckily the Agrius is actually on the way to our adventure for next time, so we will pick up with that. We'll go and see what they want, what they have for us, and then go and do some exploration, and maybe some combat. Well, everyone, I hope you enjoyed the episode. It's good to be back in the captain's chair again. Look at all our little ships floating around there. And I hope to see all of you in the next episode with that exploration. As always, my name is Kurazar. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.